afternoon, all you cowboys, cowgirls, and others interested enough to be watching my cowboy action shooting YouTube channel. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Appreciate every one of you, and hope you find something here that brightens your day or entertains you in some small way. So welcome to Up Next with Popcorn Kelly, Episode 4. You know, we're about 5 months away from the kickoff of the 2024 Illinois State Championship. I want to take a moment to share some important match updates with you. Starting with registrations. As of today, we've 95 registered shooters coming from 12 different states and registered in 31 different categories. You can see who's coming by clicking on the link at the top of our homepage. In terms of categories, the category with the most registrants so far is Cattle Baron and 49er, both with 7 registrants, followed by Classic Cowboy with 6. The ladies category so far, Grand Dam and Lady Senior, both have 5 registrants. In terms of the number of states represented, as expected, Illinois, of course, has the most shooters registered, coming in with 58% of total registrations. Right now, it's pretty consistent with what we experienced each of the last 2 years, right around 60%. The surprise of the day so far is Kansas, coming in with 10 shooters so far. Way to go, Kansas. I expect Iowa and Missouri shooters will soon be stepping up. I predict eventually Iowa will move into second place in terms of pure numbers of shooters, but that'll be a good old-fashioned horse race for third place between Kansas and Missouri. A border war in its own right. Now, having said that, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our friends coming from the other states, including Indiana, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Ohio, Texas, Louisiana, Michigan, Missouri, and Arkansas. It's quite a mix. If you're from out of state, we're located on the Illinois-Iowa border near the junction of Interstates 80 and 74. So whether you're coming from the east-west, north or south, it's a very easy drive to make it to this part of the world. Now, I want to talk a little bit and give you an update on year-over-year registrations. I kind of like to look at how things compare. So right now, with 156 days to go, registrations are running 48% ahead of where they were last year with the same number of days left. We have a 180 shooter limit, and while I still think, frankly, it's a stretch that we will reach our limit, who knows? Anything's possible, particularly if this pace keeps up. For the time being, you're in no risk of missing out, but if you want to come, there's no time like the present to get that registration in. So now let's move on and give some updates about the match itself. You know, our match theme is Illinois against the world. We selected that theme shortly after the end of the 2023 championship as we turned our attention very quickly to this year. Our idea is to have sort of a border war concept between Illinois residents and all out-of-staters. This theme's going to run throughout the match, with each of the 10 stages representing a different skirmish held at as yet undisclosed set of locations around the state. Registrants may even get a small dose of some Illinois history in some of the stage descriptions just for fun. The event program's finalized, design finalized, and in keeping with our match theme, it too will include references to various skirmish locations around the state. Our name badges are designed and ready to be ordered. Of course, I can't do that until we have about every shooter registered, so that will be one of the last things I order. As you can see, we've designed this year's badge with the shape of Illinois along the left edge. I looked at having Illinois be the badge, but if you look at the shape of Illinois doesn't lend itself strictly to be a badge. So we put it off to one side and have the name and some other information, spread out horizontally. But if you look closely, you'll see little stars or dots on the badge. Without giving away too much, each dot represents the location of one of the Border Wars skirmishes. Enough said about that. I want to share with you a conversation I had on the phone 2 or 3 weeks ago. A lady called me, asked about categories. Her question to me was, she's from out of state, thinking about coming up to shoot. Her question to me was, do you collapse categories if there aren't enough shooters in a category? My response to her was, no, we don't. If you sign up for a category, you'll stay assigned to that category regardless of how many others are in it. Her response was interesting, and I quote, she said, "That's what I wanted to hear." A week later, we had her and her husband's registrations in the mail. The point is, we offer a lot of categories, and we guarantee if you sign up for a category, that's the category you will shoot in. I know a lot of matches are collapsing categories, and I get it. I fully understand why. However, we're just not there yet. We're going to continue honoring the categories we set out in the beginning and not collapse them. Now, my recommendation to anyone that wants to shoot in a category with competition, we publish the category lists and the numbers of people in them. Keep an eye on them. And if you want to move into a more competitive category, send us an email and I'm happy to move you from one category to the other. So, in our opinion, and along those lines, that's kind of the best of both worlds. You can have the competition if you want it. If you want to stay in your category, you're more than welcome and, in fact, encouraged to do so. Now, another important area for match planning is getting all the awards together. The buckles are finalized, ready to go. We need to place the order. We're going to have, of course, championship, first, second, and third place buckles again. I just need a better idea of how many I need to order. And, of course, we won't know that for several more weeks. I'll probably order the buckles around mid-July. Now, having said that, instead of awarding plaques to the top men's and top ladies shooters this year, as we did the 2 previous years, we're going to award 2 large Molly's buckles for those 2 categories, 2 top winners this year. So if you're in that elite group of competitors, and I'm not there, you'll certainly like these buckles. Another change we're making this year is to our side match awards. In years past, we've always given out paper certificates to the side match winners. Well, this year we're doing something different. We've had, or will have, purchased. We've designed them, ready to go. Again, I just need to place the order. Side match pins. Now, the side match pins will go to the side match winners in each of the side match categories. It's going to go to first place. Second and third place, unfortunately, aren't, it's just for first place only. But it's an upgrade if you're the winner. Speaking of side matches, we're adding a new side match this year, long-range rifle. It'll be held, of course, on side match day and located, shot at the rifle bench rest, which is just down from the registration building if you're familiar with our range. Keeping on this subject of side matches, we're still looking for a few more people to help us staff the side matches, generally for a 2-hour shift. If you can spare a couple of hours on Friday, we'd appreciate the help. Go to the Sign Up Genius link at the bottom of this page, bottom of the screen, and take a look at what's available and sign up for a shift if you'd like to help out. Now, there's no pay, but you'll receive a ticket for a free lunch on the range. If you're interested in being a stage sponsor, we have just 4 stages left. In return, we'll post a sign on the stage with your name and photo, or your club's name and photo if you want to submit a photo. We will enter your name in the event program at the top of the stage description for that stage, and we'll list your name on the Sponsors and Friends website link. So now, I've saved some of the biggest updates, or should I say reminders, for last. The Riverboat. Don't forget to sign up for that optional Saturday evening Riverboat Dinner Cruise on the Mississippi River aboard the Celebration Belle. Just imagine dozens of your fellow cowboys and family members dressed up in their cowboy finery on an old-fashioned riverboat, dining, having a cocktail or two, telling a few true tales, and maybe a few tall tales scattered here and there. I can tell you the other guests on board the boat get just as much fun from seeing our group as our group does being there. This must be booked directly with the Riverboat by calling the number on the screen. Be sure to mention you want to sit with the Iowa Irregulars Cowboy Group. And finally, we'll be shooting the state record stage again. If you're from Illinois, here's your chance to better an existing state record, or perhaps set a record time in an as yet untimed category. And yes, there are still a few of those remaining. If you're from out of state, you're eligible to set or update a new club record. Either way, it adds a distinctly interesting element to the stage when you step up to that line, knowing it could be for a record. The state record stage is available to download. Go to our website, look in the top of the right margin, the top item in the menu and along the right margin. Download it, set it up at your club, practice it, get good at it, come try to set the record. Our club will probably be shooting at it probably in June. It's penciled in for June. It's not finalized yet. Watch our website. We will announce when we're going to shoot it. And we encourage everyone coming to download and practice it. That's the one stage that you can practice and try to get good at, because for the record, you get one chance and one chance only when you shoot that stage in the match. So, with that, this is Popcorn Kelly signing off. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully our paths will cross one day, wherever that may be. Perhaps at the 2024 Illinois State Championship.
But my heart is straight and true. That's how I see things. My Stetson hat on my head, tipped like little Joe's. I'll be like that when I'm dead.